Welcome, friends. It's me again. Time for today's journey. Today's journey, we're gonna go by motorcycle with my good friend Marco. He's gonna take us out and we're gonna go to Koh Kret. So let's see what we can find on today's journey. How close that truck is to that. Okay, so right behind me is the Chao Praia River, and behind that is the island of Koh Kret. Now, this channel that you see right behind me, this was not originally here. This was dug around the 1720s when Ayutthaya was the capital. And they dug it to make it easier for ships to come from the Gulf of Thailand upriver to the then capital Ayutthaya. So this was added, this at one time was low-lying here, and you could just walk right over to what is now the island. But as of right now, the only way to get to the island is by boat. So we're on a boat, and it's going to be an expensive ride, about 2 baht, which is about a nickel for those of you in the States. So let's go across the river. Now, one of the famous landmarks on Koh Kret that you see quite often, especially on like postcards, is the Leaning Stupa. And it's a jetty that's right there, and as you can see, not quite as impressive as the Leaning Tower of Pisa, but it's still kind of cool to see a little jetty that's part of the temple that's right here. And this was originally built from the Mon people that settled here, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. And as you can see, the river is quite high right now. Got all the water hyacinths and water lettuce and all that that's on the surface. Quite a few fish. You'll see people fishing out here, just massive amounts of fish. And one thing that you won't see is people fishing near the temple. It's prohibited to fish around the temple because people come and they feed the fish to make merit. So you don't go there and fish around the temple itself. Okay, so we have arrived on the island. Hong Kong. Kapunakap. So the ferry itself was 3 baht one way. So I think that was definitely worth it. Now, one thing that you can do here on the island, if you would like, other than take a motorcycle taxi, which is very common, but you can come over here and you can rent a bicycle and you can pedal around. So prices for a bicycle rental is 40 baht, which is about $1.25, up to 60 baht, which is about $2. So you can go and explore quite a bit of the island. I think the island has about like 2.5 kilometers down, so you can pedal around and spend half a day riding around and exploring. All right, so down this way, if you come off the ferry and go immediately to the left, you go down and there's quite a few little restaurants and coffee shops. You can sit and enjoy a pleasant afternoon on the riverbank. And if you go off to the right, this will go down to the shopping area and into the temple. So let's go check out the temples on the island. But let's go in and take a look at the Buddha. So this is the main Buddha statue of this temple. And as you can see, of course, it's got the gold on it. And it has the scenery of like all of the verses of the Buddha story. It's quite a nice little temple here. Of course, always come in, take off your shoes, and if you want to meditate or pray, you're more than welcome. They have the candles. Over here today, there's not the monk here, but often you'll see the monk here that will give you the prayer and splash you with the water and all of that. And if you want, you can come here and put the gold leaf. As you can see, many of the people have put the gold leaf onto the Buddha statue here. Now, I'm not exactly sure, but I believe this temple was built by the original settlers of the island. So in the 1780s, a group of Mon came down from the Lanna Kingdom, which is around Chiang Mai, central and northern Thailand. Also, it went over into, at the time was called Burma, which is now Myanmar. But the Mon people that settled this area were attacked by the Burmese, and there was a genocide, and many of them fled to this region. And they wanted to be away from the people, and they came over here and they settled into what is now Koh Kret. So they built their temples and they worshiped their version of Buddhism. And they fit in very nicely with the Thai society. So they've integrated a lot. I mean, even though there's, from what I hear, you still hear people out here speaking Mon. And I've seen some writing just on the outside of the temple that's in the Mon language itself. So let's go take a look around. So it looks like this temple, they're doing a little bit of remodeling. And what you'll see often at places like this is they tie the temple into the community. So you can come up and, like, one thing that you can do is you can like buy some of these tiles. So what they're doing here is they're selling like floor tiles and roof tiles. So you can come in and you can, for a donation, you can have a little message inscribed into it. And then when they build this, or when they remodel the temple, they'll use the tiles that you buy or you donate, and they'll, with your message, and they'll incorporate it into the temple. Okay, so here is the Leaning Stupa itself. So you can come walk up, and as always, take off your shoes when you get up here. This is built in the Mon style. And I guess about 3 years after it was constructed, the base kind of gave out on one side over here, giving it its distinct tilted appearance. And you can come over here and make some merit. It's kind of an interesting little stupa. Nice view of the river. So there's multiple ways to get to this temple or to get to this island. The way that I came is I took the ferry from right over here at this temple, and I'll leave the description in the video of what the temple name is, because don't trust me on my pronunciation. The other way you can do it is you can come from what they call Koh Kret, and there's a pier right over there, and you can take a boat that comes in to the other side of the island, and it'll come over to this this pier right here. I've never taken it. I've always came on the one that you saw. Across the river over there, that's Nanaburi. So it's the neighboring province of Bangkok. And it's all pretty much the same city. It's all built together. So you can see over there a large gold Buddha. And what connects Koh Kret and Nanaburi is the Rama 4 bridge, which you can see right there. So the way you can do, come across the ferry from the temple, or you can take a ferry from Koh Kret Pier. But the island is only accessible by boat. Now, as far as getting to this area to where you can get on the ferry is a little more challenging. Probably, it depends on your budget. So if you're not worried about paying, 300 baht for a taxi, which is about $9, which is pretty inexpensive, there's a couple other ways. The pink line, which as you saw maybe in the motorcycle ride on the way here, the pink line is currently under construction, and that will bring you almost straight away to the Koh Kret Pier. But that line is not open yet. It was supposed to be opened at maybe the end of this year, but with COVID and slowing down, I wouldn't expect it to be open for at least another year, probably two. There's a bus you can take from Victory Monument. I'm not sure. I think it's bus number 161. But there's also vans that bring you out in this area, but it gets quite difficult. Probably if you're not familiar and you're kind of strapped for time, just get into a taxi, tell them Koh Kret, and they'll bring you right over here to the pier. The cost is pretty inexpensive. If you live here, it's obviously easier. You can bring a motorcycle like I did, but then you have to dodge traffic and all of that goes with it. So like I said, easiest way, jump into a taxi, Koh Kret, and then take the ferry over to the island. So normally it's kind of still pretty quiet around here due to COVID, but normally this will be like on a Saturday or a Sunday, this will be shoulder to shoulder. So you'll see just people everywhere. Most of them are people from Bangkok that come here because you're in a city with 10 million people or so, and there's not too many green spaces. So you come here, which is about 20 kilometers from downtown Bangkok. So you can come out here, and it's like a green lung. There's just not the skyscrapers, not the hustle and bustle. There's not traffic. Come over here, walk around, get some snacks, and enjoy the day. You'll also see, plenty of tourists. Even on today, I've seen several tourists, on the island, but not like normal. So hopefully things will recover a little bit, and we'll see how things go. So let's take a look. Okay, so here's the main walking part. And as always, Thailand is the motorcycle culture, so you see motorcycles everywhere. So the people that live on the island, they of course have to get around, so they have motorcycles. And you'll also see the motorcycle taxis. Sorry, Cap. Yadom? So they sell the Yadom, which is like a mentholatum here. It's kind of like a Vicks. You can put it on rub it on your nose to help clear up your breathing. So there's probably some herbal stuff. So it looks like you can get, 8 bottles for 100 baht, which is fairly inexpensive. 8 bottles of that for $3. You can also buy your dog if you want. I'm just kidding. This looks like their pet. Sorry, Cap. Some clothes, some tie-dyed clothes. So a couple dollars, you can buy you some little bloomers. Convenience store. For some reason they have it cordoned off here. It must be to keep anybody from getting too close. Sorry, Cap. Lady here selling some fresh vegetables. And here we got some kanom. Sorry, Cap. เท่าไหร่นะครับ
มาละ10 บาทค่ะ
10 baht. So you can get a tua, goy tua, tua, The bean? So you can get some for 10 baht. And then they have some of the other the sweet stuff. These are quite nice. I really enjoy eating those. We have somebody making some roti. Not sure what this is. You have some tamarind here that you can buy. She's making some of the flour. What is this called? So she cooks it right there on the stove. เท่าไหร่ เท่าไหร่นะครับ
ถุงหนึ่ง30 บาท มีจะมี3แผ่น
So you can get one piece for 35 baht, which is a little over $1 if you'd like to try something like that. Freshly made by the lady. You see the Ban Ang Ong soy 4. The sign. The Sukhothai noodle. So here's something you need to see. Now they're selling the little Buddha amulets right here. It's very common. You'll see a group of Thai men that will be around the amulets, and they'll be looking at them through like a little magnifying glass, and they'll really be studying all the little markings and everything like that, trying to find one that's really, really, really special or has a significance. And you'll see them, and they'll wear them around their neck in a little gold case or a little glass case. So if you see like a motorcycle taxi driver with an amulet, it'll have some special meaning, which will give them like special powers of protection or whatever. Yeah, this is normally has a lot of restaurants and stuff. Everything seems to be closed, this part of the soy. So we'll have to come back maybe after things open up a little bit more and check this out. So let's keep walking. There's another temple, the one I told you the name of at the start of the video. And there's another temple down here. So let's go walk our way that way. Oh, looks like this is a new part of the construction. So there's like a little food court here. So you can get some grilled pork, some salmon, sesame. So about $5 down to about $3 for whatever entree you want. Some more of the t-shirts. It's your Hawaiian print shirt. This here is 300 baht, so about $9. Some flavored popcorn, some clothing. Looks like some jewelry here. Some beaded jewelry. Some earrings. Here's something you won't see every day, especially in Thailand. You can get some churros. Pizza you see all over the place. Pizza is very common, especially the ham and pineapple. So you'll see Hawaiian, and you'll see some other weird flavors of pizza that you wouldn't expect to find. You'll see shrimp and squid and all of that on the pizza. You'll also see Thousand Island dressing, and they will put ketchup on the pizza itself, which I tried to avoid that, but it's whatever taste they have. So over here, this would be a nice little restaurant to come and sit. Oysters. So on a nice day, come over and get you some cool beverage and enjoy. tea or coffee.
ได้แขวนคอไว้
All right, so let's see what they got around here. Looks like some little trinkets, some touristy stuff.
ของที่น้องพี่แฟนส่งมาแล้ว
Have some cactus and other little house plants, some dominoes, some wooden dominoes, and some other games you can play.
เดี๋ยวมันจะถ่ายมาให้
เดี๋ยวเอาไปปริ้นเอาไปปริ้นแล้วเอารูปติดแล้วก็ไปนี่เลยรูปแปะไปเอารีบแปะไว้
Some more of the herbs.
ใช้กระดาษเท่าไหร่
ไปจ้างที่ร้านทำค่ะ
หน้าเท่าไหร่
ใช้ไซส์ A4 เลยค่ะไซส์นี้ค่ะแล้วมันจะแขวนคอได้ไงติดหน้าร้านติดที่ร้าน
เรามีโทรศัพท์
It's like some scented oils that you can have for air freshener. Pretty inexpensive, so you can get a little bottle here for just a little over $1.
ไปไหน
เขาก็ปริ้นไว้
Welcome sign, however you want.
ไม่มีโทรศัพท์
And as always, a little sleepy cat. Kiki kiki.
ต้องมีไว้
ที่โรงพยาบาลขอเขาก็ได้แต่
Still looks like most everything is closed. There's quite a bit more stuff over here. Another little restaurant. Everything here is closed.
ตัวเดียวแล้ว
So hopefully the plan is, which I don't know if it'll materialize, but October they're supposed to be opening up Bangkok to tourists that are double vaccinated. But I won't expect it to happen. So I wouldn't really expect most of this stuff to be open for the remainder of the year. So we're about halfway around the island now, and it's quite depressing. There's just so many of these businesses that are closed now. So hundreds and hundreds of people that now don't have a business and don't have a job due to all the closures. So I mean, maybe 1 out of 20 places are actually open, if that. I don't think it's even that high.
เป็นทองแผ่นรสเม็ดมะม่วงหิมพานต์ค่ะ แล้วก็มี
ไม่หวานด้วยแต่งง่ายดี
Okay,
นะ
so lady here, she's making some homemade little tiny pancakes. Has a little cooker.
เป็นเค้ก
Pasta Thai.
ภาษาไทยก็ขนมทองแผ่น
ขนม
ทองแผ่น
Kompeng.
จะมีทองแผ่นทองม้วนแล้วก็ทองพับใช่ไหมคะอ่า
Okay.
ใช่
So it's the little snack has the seeds in it.
Okay,
So if you want some sesame, cashew nut,
เซซัมเซซัม
and the sesame seeds. เท่าไหร่นะครับ
60 2 pack 100
Oh, okay.
cashew nut เซซัม
No, I don't want to eat. Okay, cup.
จ้า
This is the Wat Pai Lom, and it's right next to the ferry that if you brought it from Koh Kret Pier, so it would come down here. So this is what's right behind me. So let's go in and see what everything looks like here. This has a nice green space outside, so you can come over here, and it has a waterfall, all that around. So let's go in and see the main part of the Buddha. I have one of the local monks here.
ก่อนอำลาอาจารย์ข้าพเจ้าได้แวะเยี่ยมพระสุวรรณซึ่งเคยเป็นเพื่อนกันมาตั้งแต่ข้าเป็นโจรเพื่อนเก่าแก่ที่จากกันไปนานๆเมื่อกลับมาพบกันอีกก็เป็นความสุขอย่างหนึ่งเหมือนกันข้าพเจ้าได้เล่าเรื่องภายในใจของข้าพเจ้าให้เพื่อนฟังอย่างไม่ปิดบังพร้อมทั้งบอกความตั้งใจว่าจะศึกด้วยสหายของข้าพเจ้าได้ฟังอย่างดีใจแต่ไม่ออกความเห็นใดๆสหายชีวิตในพระศาสนาของข้าพเจ้าคงจะสิ้นสุดลงในคราวนี้แน่สหายเล่ายังมั่นคงต่ออุดมคติแห่งพระศาสนาดีอยู่หรือเวลานี้ก็ยัง
So inside here will be the Buddha statue itself.
อนาคตจะเป็นอย่างไร
As you always see, here's where you can come and put some gold leaf on the
จะ
statue.
อยู่ในสภาพนี้เรื่อยไปผมก็คิดว่า
Doesn't look like anybody's in here meditating, and there's no monk on duty.
เป็นการดีแล้วคุณขออนุโมทนาท่านสหายเจริญธรรมอะไร
This one's a little different with the neon around the Buddha itself. They've also lined the walls with hundreds of little tiny Buddhas. So this is probably people that have donated to the temple, that they've donated a little Buddha also. So on around all the walls is some Buddhas. Kind of interesting. There's some shelves for some expansion. And it looks like the scene behind the Buddha itself of the Bodhi tree. So not too bad of a little temple here. All right, just to the side of the temple itself is like a kind of an interesting wooden building over here. I'm not sure what it was built for. It looks like it's not in use at all. But as you can see right here, I don't know if anybody could tell the difference. The top is Thai writing, and right below it is some of the writing that you'll see from Myanmar. So definitely the influence of the Mons is still here with the writing. Now up here, they have a little spiral staircase up to the bell, and that's what they'll ring to announce what time it is. So as I told you in one of my earlier videos about the drum, about how doom doom, about tomb. And so if they ring the bell, depends on what time it is. Like Ha Mung will tell you, 5 o'clock. So they'll have that, and it'll help the locals tell what time it is. So let's take a look at the inside of this building here, just see what it looks like. It's really strange. It's built on stilts, which is really Thai style, but it's built up on a platform. But it's completely abandoned for some reason. It's quite magnificent. It's really, really nice. I don't know if they're planning on using this as part of the temple or what, but all of this fine woodworking is just going to waste up here. I mean, they spend a lot of time and a lot of energy putting all the wood for the roof, the floors, and everything, but it's just completely in disuse. All right, so up here though, it does give us a nice view of the pagoda for the temple. So this is the temple that we were just in right there, and there's the bell tower. So we're about halfway down the west side of the temple is where this, or the west side of the island is where this temple is at. So from here to the south is residential, and we won't be going down there. Okay, so this is Wat Hai Lom, and if you keep going to the south, this is where you'll get into the residential part of the island, where the people that live here and work here, they do a lot of pottery and all that, but they live down there. You'll also go down, there'll be, rice paddies, banana fields, all of that they grow there. Now, one thing that's really, really cool, I want to show you this. So you just never know what you're going to see. It's just like sometimes you see like some really, really cool views. So we're sitting here basically just to the edge of a massive city. I mean, it's just a gigantic city with houses and condos and businesses and skyscrapers everywhere. And then you come out to a little place like this, and it doesn't even feel like you're in the city at all. So the Chao Praia River goes right down through Bangkok. So you come down here and you're looking over the river itself, and you see just like a massive golden Buddha statue like this. And it's so cool. You just, it's so far from home. Whenever you grow up in rural Colorado, and you're used to seeing mountains and trees and all that, but it's so different to come out here and just see like the massive amounts of greenery and the water, and just the difference in the architecture and everything else. And it's really, really cool. That's one of the funnest parts about traveling. So today's, we kind of walked around here. The market isn't, it's just not recovered at all from any of the COVID restrictions. So you just don't get quite the same feel of, just the aliveness and the fun outdoor market with people doing, just shopping and eating and having a good time. So hopefully this will recover. It has no real choice. People, they need to make money, they need to work, they need to feed their families and all of that. So we'll come back and explore this on another day. So as always, guys, I thank you all for joining me, and I'll get out of here. And remember, life is a journey, and thanks for stopping by. And as always, subscribe to my channel, click like, If you like the video, share it with your friends, and I'll try to post some new comments. If you want to see something different, or if you want to correct me or anything like that, post a comment, and or if you want to see something different, I'll go and make a video of whatever you want to see. All right, so like and share, and have a good day, guys. All right, I almost missed this, the last thing I wanted to show you. We almost got out of here without seeing the big Buddha, or the reclining Buddha. So as I said earlier, this is all like a lot of the Mons that came here, and they built their temples. So here is the reclining Buddha on Koh Kret. So you can see the inlay on the bottom of the feet, and the pedestal that it sits on, and it's wearing the gold robe. And here's a little reclining Buddha you can put the gold leaf on. And this is one of the chants that they will do. They have these little sticks in the little cups, and they'll shake them, and it will leave one last stick. They shake all of them out except for one, and then they can take that one, and it has a number on it, and then they can, it has like a lucky number or something like that on it that will tell them their fortune. So they'll come in and do that while they meditate. Oh, this is really nice. It's not as big as some of the reclining Buddhas I've seen, but it's still quite nice. And I almost missed it. It was off the island almost. All right, so enjoy, guys. Hopefully this finishes up the video for you. And remember, like I said, like and subscribe to my videos for some future comment. Okay, so this is an example of one of the little sticks that you shake. So if you left this at number 7, it would come here and tell you your fortune. And it's in 3 languages. So you have Thai, English, and Chinese. So if you're 7, or this is the Thai number system here. So if you had 10, or whatever your number was, that would tell you what your fortune is for the day.